Good morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 4 now, and this is a major lesson as it's been identified. By the way, please subscribe if you have not yet done so. This is a major exercise and will be repeated from time to time. The lesson is, these thoughts do not mean anything. They are like the things I see in this room, on the street, from the window, in this place. These thoughts do not mean anything. Now, going to be a bunch of spoiler alerts today, so just, buckle up. Here we go. So, I often shift between saying that these thoughts or my thoughts for this lesson and that my thoughts, that's a spoiler alert, do not mean anything. The difference is whether or not I want to own the thoughts as my thoughts or not. Now, what the lesson is telling us, I'm going back and forth to things that I've written and what's actually in the book. But they blend, really, trust me on this. Okay, so, but the exercises that we have today and the exercise period, 3 to 4 times, only a minute at the most, because or less if you start to feel any kind of strain or uncomfortability. However, this is the first lesson that we're also given the instructions that we can use this idea for a particular thought that you recognize as harmful. So during the course of your day, as you're going around doing what you do, if a thought comes up that feels uncomfortable, harmful, less than love, because that's really what it is, then you can apply this lesson to that thought. So this is where we can see how practical this course is. It is to be used for us, not simply studied. It is a practical course. It is what we will be using to undo our untrained mind and to move into a sustainable thought system. Someone mentioned today, yesterday, I guess, in the lesson about sustainability and not quite being sure what I'm speaking of. Something that is sustainable is something that will last. It's a buzzword, obviously, with the environment these days. We want a thought system that will last. Not the thought system that is coming from the untrained mind, that is coming from the source of the ego. We want our mind to be trained in thinking sustainable, loving thoughts that will last, because we are a thought that will last. We are a thought from within the mind of God. That is probably a spoiler alert also, if this is your first time doing the lessons or if you've not read all of the text. So we are a sustainable thought from the mind of God. We want our thoughts to mirror that as well. But going back, this might be a long video. Going back, if we are, during the course of our day, come up with a thought that is feeling harmful, uncomfortable, then we are to say within the text of this lesson, in italics, which is prayer, use, this thought about blank, fill in the blank, does not mean anything. It's like the things I see in this room, on this street, out the window, etc., etc., etc. So this thought does not mean anything. Or you could, if you wanted to, say, my thought about this does not mean anything. Also probably a spoiler alert. So major lesson will be repeated from time to time in different forms. The lessons are repetitive. They will come back to us in different verbiage, but with the same core meaning, because this is a cohesive and congruent workbook. These lessons are cohesive and congruent. That's why we are weaving this tapestry, and one lesson, one beautiful golden or silver thread is weaving into the next and to the next. And at certain times we'll tie them up because we have understood that. It's sort of a complete thought for us now. Now, buzzword for today, we had separation, we had judgment, responsibility, judgment. Today, The word of the day is meaningless. I'm going to go back into the lesson now. So it's telling us to apply whatever, we're aware of. It's an unpleasant thought, an unhappy thought, actually. It says an unhappy thought. Then use that as the subject for this idea. But do not, however, select only thoughts you think are bad. You will find, if you train yourself to look at your thoughts, remember 62,000, you will find such a mixture that, in a sense, none of our thoughts can be called good or bad. And as I say, are you a good witch or a bad witch? Are you a good thought or a bad thought? This is why they do not mean anything. That's it. It's not good, it's not bad, it's simply meaningless. It has to be meaningless because I'm the one that assigned the meaning to it, and I don't understand. So these thoughts must be meaningless. So I so love this course. I seriously do. Okay, so in truth, it doesn't really matter whether we're looking at them and saying they're good, we're saying them bad, because even the good ones are mere shadows of what will come to us and what we will recognize as truly what is real for us, what is meaningful. We will understand that anything that is meaningful is coming from within. Anything that is meaningless is what I am perceiving outside of myself. Again, a major lesson is going to come back to us. In truth, it says what I'm writing. I got so much to say. It doesn't matter whether these thoughts are, whether I see them as mine or my thoughts, because they're not real anyway. The only thoughts that I will have, that we will have, that are truly real thoughts, again, spoiler alert, are the ones that we will learn to think in alignment with God's mind. Those are the only thoughts that could be said as being real. So all of these thoughts that we're having, the good ones, the bad ones, the happy thoughts, the bad thoughts, the sad thoughts, they're all at this moment truly meaningless. We are going to come to where we understand that when our mind is aligned and recognized as one with the source, our Father, God, then that is when we will have thoughts that are real. Until then, they are just more illusions, more illusory thoughts, more illusory ideas. But the good thing is that thoughts can be changed, and that's what we will be doing this year. That's it for now, I think. I hope it helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. If you need further explanation about something, as someone did yesterday, let me know, and we will address it here, or I will answer in a comment. So, like, share, subscribe, smile. This is so beautiful what we are doing here together. We're on this fabulous journey. Hand in hand, we are here together to learn and to know and to come to the realization of who we really are. And smile, pray, breathe. Be here tomorrow. Namaste.